Good morning, kids. I'm going to look at day 6 and day 7 real quick. If you didn't do it yet, you can do it with me right now. So let's look at the top and let's start. We have two sight words up here. F-O-R. What does that say? For. Read it with me. For. Spell it. F-O-R. For. So you know what to do. You have to trace it. You have to write it by yourself. You need to color it in and you need to find it. You know what to do. Now let's look at the second one. H-E-R. That says her. What does it say? Her. Spell it. H-E-R. What does it say? Her. Trace it, write it, color it in, circle all the words that say her. And that's really, really easy. And then on the other side, these you can actually sound out, so these are even easier. Let's look at H-I-M. Ready? H-I-M. Him. Trace it, write it, color it, find it. You know what to do. U-S. Ready? Us. Us. Trace it, write it, color it, find it. You know what to do. Remember, words that you can sound out are a little easier. And then our sight words, you can't really sound these out. You just kind of have to put it in your brain and memorize it. Because if you sound it out, it's not going to really sound right. Some words you just have to memorize. Now, really quick, guys. Letter E, handwriting. First of all, what's the rules? No rushing. No scribble scrabble. Do your best job. And when you flip it over, if you didn't do this yet, you can do it with me right now. All right. So first of all, for uppercase E, it's straight line down. Cross it at the top. Cross it in the middle. Cross it at the bottom. For lowercase e, you kind of start in between, guys. You draw your line up and around and down. Draw your line across, up and around and down. Draw your line across, up and around and down. Now, let's look at the words. L-E-G. Sound it out. Leg. Leg. Good. And of course, you should trace it and then you should write it. I think there's room for 3 times. 2 or 3. Okay, M-E-T, you ready? Et, met. Trace it, write it 3 times. Okay, you better all know this one. R-E-D, red, red. Trace it, write it 3 times. All right, now let's look at our sentence. This is like a silly sentence. Ready? Ed, Ed. That's the name of a boy. Ed, Ed, fed. Ed fed to N, 10. Ed fed 10 hens. Hens. Ed fed 10 hens. Hens are girl chickens, guys. Do you remember that? Ed fed 10 hens. That's like a silly rhyming sentence. So trace the sentence, write it by yourself. Neat handwriting, my darlings. Okay, great job.